Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Where my girls at? It's going down. Yes, it's going down tonight. It's going down tonight. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. We are so privileged and glad that you have checked in with We Got Issues, y'all, because we got issues. Yes, Jalen, thank you so much. We got issues up in here. The Force of Friendship is coming to you live and in person. So excited. Coming to you from 9-10 a.m. the Superstation out of Detroit. And we are excited to be with you because there's a lot to talk about. And guess what? You are a part of the conversation. You are a part of the conversation. You're not one that just leans in and listens, but you call us in. You give us your opinion. You tell us what you think. You're not shy. You are verbose in your attitude towards calling us at 313-778-7600. We're excited to be with you today. We're excited to be the set off for the weekend, you guys. Let me just say this to you. I'm coming to you from Dallas, Texas. You know, we come to you from all over the place. And I want to tell you for sure, I don't know. In fact, I was going to call Sabrina, but Dallas is such a fabulous place. I really love Dallas. And every time we come here, we love it more and more. I was walking around South Lake. We're in South Lake right now. And so just walking around, you guys, seriously, if anybody from South Lake or knows this place, you should call in, because when I tell you, it is like a big, fabulous mall all outside. I would love it to be just a little bit warmer. Denise is so funny, G-Money. A little bit warmer, but it is not that warm here in Dallas. Now, that's surprising. It's in the 40s.
It's rare.
That's
rare. That's rare.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's rare. It's a chilly, but it's pretty. It's pretty, but it is chilly. Huh?
They've been Dallas has been kind of going through, right? They had the tornadoes. They had, the airport shut down last week. It's been weather, and there's no snow in Chicago. So, it's just
global warming. It's crazy. It's not normal.
No
normal all over the country.
No snow. I was on the 30th floor and I was like, can it snow so I can see the whole place covered in white? No snow. It's coming, but no snow yet.
Don't be
almost
asking
Christmas.
For snow. You gonna get plenty of it. You gonna get plenty
those Christmas. You're supposed to want a white Christmas in Chicago.
And I don't want it coming over here, so we don't want no snow. We're missing Crisette today. She's out there. She says she's not golfing, but I don't believe it. I think she's golfing over there, having a great time. I think she's having a blast out there in California. Her and Bishop out there in California. So we're missing her today, but we're super excited to be here today. So let's go to the girlfriends and see what's going on. Let's go to Caterina. Caterina, what's happening out there? Where are you, actually?
Okay, I am in California and my husband is headed to Anchorage, Alaska. When I tell you, I am like, can you sit down for 5 minutes? We were home for 24 hours. And honestly, I took this health class with this really top-notch medical doctor who's holistic. And one of the things she talked about is the circadian rhythm and things that happen when you're in so many different time zones. And so we were just talking and some different things that were going on. And I said, you know what, Anthony, if we make a list of all the time zones you've been in the past, like she said, when you go from time zone to time zone, Gloria, even Dallas to that 1 hour difference is crazy. We know what happens when they turn the clocks back. But she said, even just moving time zones, it could take your body 2 weeks to recover from the difference of the time zone. And it's just very interesting. I'm getting like him. It does not matter where I am. I wake up at the exact same time. So if I'm in Dallas, I wake up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. If I'm in California, I wake up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. If I'm on the East Coast, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So, and I still go to bed. So that means you're really all jacked up, because 6:30 there is really 3.
Right.
I mean, it's so yeah. That brother he's been in some time zones. So now he's headed to Alaska, and it's cold. It's
really,
extra.
Caterina, like how many countries has he been in, like in the last month and a half, 2 months?
Yeah, he's been in probably about 6 or 7 different time zones. I mean, world time zones, big, from Africa to Croatia to Greece to East Coast, and then back and forth. I mean, he has a grace to do that, but still, I'm like, brother, you ain't getting younger, okay? You might need more than a day to recover, to go from.
And he's going to Alaska. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is so
that's
crazy.
A whole time zone. So, but we're good here. We're good here. A little chilly, but we're good, and we love Dallas.
How cold?
40s. It's probably 50s now.
You know what, Caterina? It just occurred to me. The woman who does some hair for you lives here, doesn't she?
Absolutely. My favorite stylist is there. And as a matter of fact, I might be ready. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe
I'll figure it out
while I'm down here. Oh my.
Yes. Tasha, for those of you on the radio, Tasha On Point Styling, right there near downtown. Yes, she's the best. I love her. I know Sabrina's got a great
girlfriend card. Make a call for me. What's happening, Sabrina? What's going on in the DMV?
Oh, good. Oh my goodness. We were glad to have a little sunshine today. Really, it's been gloomy and gray most of the week. I mean, honestly, it rained for like 15 hours yesterday. I woke up, it was raining, went to bed, it was raining. And I was like, oh my. And a nip in the air. Like I'm in and out of the house. Like, it's cold. I feel that Baltimore chill. I feel that East Coast chill. But still, it ain't nothing like that. I'd rather have the rain than the snow. Kenny said, you better not complain about nothing. It ain't no snow.
Right, exactly.
Cold. So don't say nothing. I said, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So it's a fun Friday, you guys. Fabulous to see girlfriends on the air. Thanks for everybody tuning in live. I'm excited about our marriage seminar, it's actually a relationship seminar we're pulling together. Caterina and I did a lot of work on it last night. And when I tell you guys, mark your calendars. What is the date, Caterina? What is that
February
date and time?
2nd.
Oh,
February 2nd, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Give Gloria a round of applause, y'all. Give Gloria a round of applause. Yes.
I know. I'm talking about real relationship. Look, me and Ken talking about the topic we're going to talk. Every time I ask him, I said, no, we're not talking about that. And he said, well, let's talk about it. I said, no, we're not talking about that either. So I want you guys to know that the conversation that these girlfriends have with their man that we're going to share is truly going to be juicy. It's truly going to be juicy. How to find a man, how to keep a man, how to want a man, how not to do it with the man, how not to do it. I mean, all of it's going to be coming.
How not to do it with your girlfriend's man? How about that? How not to do it with your girlfriend's man? How about that? Okay.
That's a good topic. Right about here with all the hot topics we got going on. That's a piece of it for sure. Okay, but Sabrina, while we're on radio, really, how many years did you live here in Dallas, and what was the best part of being here?
Yeah, I basically raised our children in Dallas. We lived there for 12 years. So yeah, we lived there for 12 years, and I absolutely love Dallas. Since I'm from Oklahoma, I never thought that I wanted to live in that part of the country because it's like in high school, everybody was moving to Dallas. It was like the big deal to move to the city. And so I was like, I don't want to go to Dallas. Everybody goes to Dallas. So of course, I go to the East Coast. I go to Nashville. I go onto the East Coast and lived there for 10 years. And then we found our way back to Dallas. And honestly, Gloria, it's still one of my most favorite cities. It's just something about the feel of the city. It's so new. It's clean. People are friendly. Highways and byways, ever. The weather is mostly warm all the time. Sunshine. Do you know that it's the sun shines in Dallas like 85% of the time? Sunshine in Dallas,
Wow.
85% of the time. So I do miss it. But I moved to North Carolina and I fell in love. And so it's a close between North Kakalaki and Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
So different.
So different. But the people, I thought the people were the nicest ever in Texas. But then I went to North Carolina, I was like, okay, North Carolina got Dallas beat. And then I also realized that there's a lot of pretentious people in Dallas, Texas. Pretentious. Look good, smell good, no money. There's a lot of money there, but it's a lot
everywhere,
of
Sabrina.
wannabes.
That is everywhere. I know I don't have LA beat, but
I've never lived in LA, so I can't compare to California, but the places I've lived, that's probably been the most pretentious place.
Wow.
And I think
interesting. That's a show, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, but Gloria, they look good. Fashion is wonderful. Everybody looks amazing. I mean, high fashion. I love Dallas. Kenny doesn't really like Texas. And then also it's tough to get around those politics right now in Texas. So I'm glad we're not there. But it's a great city.
Sabrina, aren't 50% of the people you came across not really from there, though? I mean, there are a lot of LA people in Dallas. There's among Black folks so much.
Yeah. The last 10 or 15 years, a lot of people have moved into Dallas for cost of living. And what you can get, of course, in Texas, they do everything big in Texas. I mean, from eateries to restaurants to fine dining to the housing. I mean, really, what you can get in Dallas with your money. I mean, you can get a big old mansion and you can get a 3-bedroom on the East Coast. It's crazy, crazy.
Stop talking about it. And then the other thing that I love, which I do love, it's a city that's very seasoned, but it always feels brand new when you get here. And the restaurants are so amazing. It's always a new restaurant. We walked to like 3 or 4 different restaurants and took our pick and went back to the one that we wanted to go in a little community. So that was really awesome. Really, really awesome. You guys, there's a lot to talk about in this week that happened. But I do want to start with this. I want to start with Brittany Griner saying out loud that she cannot wait to go back and play for the WNBA for Phoenix without a doubt. She said, do not put any doubt in anybody's mind. Did y'all hear that?
I didn't hear that. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Really? That's phenomenal. That's a beautiful thing because honestly, I didn't know where she would be mentally right away. I didn't know she would be able to make such a bold statement, but I thought that was good news after only being at the hospital in Texas for a week, because they say sometimes it takes people months before they go back to their home state. So to hear that she was going back home only after a week there was good news. So Gloria, I heard that she's ready to say, I'm going back to play for the WNBA.
You guys, 2-time Olympic winner, 300 days in jail in Russia. She said it was her faith, the love of people, her family, and all the people that posted for her. You know, the WNBA is getting a whole lot of lifting because of how they supported her so tremendously. And everybody that's speaking about it, I don't know what they're doing with their PR team, but everybody that's speaking about it is talking about what the WNBA played a part. They kept the pressure on. They didn't let her go away. They talked about all the people that were wearing her T-shirt. What's the number 1 women's coach out of South Carolina? You guys know her name? I'm sorry that I don't remember her name right now.
Yeah. I know. We were just talking about her the other day.
Okay.
Google it. We'll Google it.
Tell me her name, but she had on a big shirt, so it was really awesome. We're going to go to a break. Don't forget to join us on February 2nd because it is going to be amazing. We're partnering up with 910 AM, the Superstation, and we'll be right back. we back. We're back. We're back. Here we are back on Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is exciting to be back here. You guys, seriously, we've got to end with this little piece though about Brittany that I thought was really exciting is when they talked about how passionate she is about lifting up, not only just playing, but lifting up the WNBA, and how what she has done is going to do a couple things. Number one, they should be making more money now because she highlighted that really big. The lack of income that they make is one of the reasons that she plays overseas. And that's been a fight that all the women in sports have been having for a very long time, which is really big. And that the health of her, the faith, what part her faith played into her ability to sustain it. And so she's talking very loudly about that, which is a really great place because, sometimes when you're in the sports world, they don't necessarily talk a lot about their faith when it comes to things. So she's really bringing that to light as well. So that's been a really big deal. I got to ask you guys, is anybody watching soccer? Anybody watching soccer? Are y'all interested in the World Cup at all? Yay, Caterina, you watching it, huh?
I mean, I haven't sat down long enough to watch it, but I'm watching it more than I've ever watched it, I've been watching it a lot in airports. I've been watching it a lot. You can't help. Jamaica, we were in Jamaica, right? So that is, I couldn't believe how much the Jamaicans were cheering, watching them cheer for the Koreans. I don't know who they were cheering for, but it was like everyone on the beach was watching. So I don't have total comprehension, not going to act like I know the whole thing, but it has drawn me in because the whole world, it's like, and the audacity of America to call things the World Series, world champions, we use these phrases and it's like, ain't nobody else playing MLB. I mean, maybe Sabrina Gray can correct me. I don't know. I'm sure they played in Japan and other places, but not like football, the real football. I'm telling you, that is the biggest world sport, right? It has to be.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Are you in?
For sure.
Yeah. It is the number one watched sport in the world. It's taken me a while to get into it. It's taken me a good 8 to 12 years to really understand it because it's the World Cup I watch. I don't necessarily watch in between, but it's so interesting. Even when you were saying Croatia, that Anthony was in Croatia, then you named another country and then you named another country. If you travel a lot, you start putting these soccer teams together with where you've been and then the political piece behind it where they don't live in that country. They were born in that country or they were never born in that country, but they gave them citizenship of that country just so they can play for that country. I mean, it is very interesting. But on Sunday, number one, I got really into it when Morocco was in it because it's the first time that an African nation had gotten that far at the World Cup. And if they had made it all the way to the finals, I just think I would just have ripped my right arm off because the enthusiasm for the entire, can you imagine one sports team carrying a continent? It was it was so big to watch. It was so big to watch. So now there's talking about France, and I don't know, but when you watch the French players, many of them look dark, like they ain't necessarily from France, but they are some dark, young, athletic people that are playing for the French. And then the Argentina, they're playing really hard. And so, me, as I watch these sports, I'm always tuning in to how many women are doing the commentating. So, Sabrina, I know you've been watching football a lot. Is it blowing your mind how many women are talking about football now?
Yeah. I mean, and how many women commentators are hired to cover the sport on the sideline, in the booth? It's really something. I mean, it's just the year of the woman. I mean, the years of the woman. We're getting opportunities that we've never had before. They're being very intentional, putting in some places because we are qualified. We know sports just like everybody else. Give us a doggone chance. We know what to do. Just give us an opportunity. So it is really rewarding and to see so many women out there covering sports that we love. We love the sport. So why not be able to be active and involved in all levels of it? One of our viewers, Bernetta, said that mascots make more money than the WNBA basketball players. Mascots for the NBA That's embarrassing, right? That is shameful.
Absolutely
That's
unacceptable.
Yeah,
Absolutely
unacceptable.
When you think about that, you think about the horror that Brittany went through, and then you think about what she can do to lift up for so many people. If she can change the financial being and change the sponsorship, because that's a big deal for the sponsors to give to women's sports, because that's the deal.
Right.
You know, you turn on the TV, you see the women talking for football, but they're still sponsoring the football. They're not sponsoring the women's sports. So that's a big deal.
Right.
When you guys, seriously, when we talk about women, and this is the year of the women, there is no better example than the brand new president at Harvard University, y'all. The president at Harvard University.
What is that, Gloria? Is that what, 348 or 328 year history? The first ever? The first ever. Okay? Come on, y'all.
How many women have there been? Just women.
One other woman. She's the second woman, the first Black. 50, what'd you say she was, Caterina? 53 or 57?
52.
52 years old, you guys. 52
I mean, that sister, that resume right there, she's done a whole lot in her short life. I was like, wow. I mean, incredibly qualified. She's my woman crush. When I tell you I could not stop reading about her yesterday,
right?
I was just so excited and proud that Harvard University did the right thing, that took bravery, that took courage to say, yes, she's our pick.
Sabrina, when I tell you, I looked at Harvard University, and that's because I give all my money to Howard. Like I always give my money to Howard. And then I got a text today from somebody who, I bet you they're coming after us now. A text from my Harvard classmate who's like, "Can I talk to you on Wednesday?" I know you're gonna ask me some money, but when I tell you, my heart is a little bit more open with her sitting at the helm. Such a bit, you guys. Let's tell our viewers, really, you guys, if you're not familiar with Claudine Gray. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. She's not the dean. I'm proud of the dean. She's not the president of the School of Medicine. She is the president of Harvard University.
Everything.
Yeah. Of everything. You guys,
that's right.
What university would be more prestigious than that? And I know, Caterina, you said the United States always talk about the world championship, but in the world,
no, Harvard in the world, that would be, yes.
There's few schools that carry the weight of Harvard. Few schools that carry the weight. So for her to carry the weight, to be a PhD candidate in government, who gets a PhD in government? You know, and then has worked with the president for the last 5 years, and she was his pick for the replacement after very serious, you know, because the board tells you you have to do a search, and she was sitting right there in the office. So she started working with him when she was in her 40s, y'all, and now she's. Wow. And then when you think about, you know, how excited we are when we have a president that's Black, that's head of the HBCUs. So you know, when you talk about what the door has opened up now, the door has just opened up tremendously. And I just really want to ask everybody to please, if you've never heard about this, to open up your news feed and look her up and highlight her. She's married. They have a son. Her husband sounds fabulous as a doctorate himself. She said she was privileged to work with Larry over the last 5 years, and he has shown me leadership isn't about one person. It's all about moving forward together. And that's a lesson that I'm going to take with me into the next journey. She takes the office July 2023. I mean, that's how serious the search is. They announced now that she's going to be the president next July, you guys. And
earlier than the president of the United States.
Right.
More preparation time.
Isn't that crazy? You know, and it's just the Harvard Corporation, when I don't know what the endowment is. Maybe we can look it up. But the endowment for Harvard University, that means her budget.
Huge.
Budget.
Huge. Yep.
Her influence.
Hey, Gloria. But I just pray they all continue to build an endowment. The donors continue to give, you know, because people have some real problems with race and color. And so we're going to continue to pray for her, lift her up, and just send good vibes that way. Send your money that way. Gloria, yes. And for AB for Harvard Business School, go on and give that money, girl. Go on and give that money. Go on and give some more money to your alma mater.
You know, it's so interesting. We were with the Lyft driver yesterday, you guys, and he was from Jamaica, and he talked about, this was such an interesting statement. He said because he grew up without racism at all. He didn't have any racism. You're born black, you're still black. Everybody's the same. He said you don't understand the perspective that he's had over here in the last 7 years. He loves Dallas. He said, but the perspective of Americans, because race is their very first thing, it's not on his radar at all before he got over here. It was such an interesting place for you to say that. But I will say this about Harvard's endowment. When I tell you they have a machine, they don't care how much money they have. They are always digging for more money. Their endowment is so big. It's almost embarrassing how big their endowment is. They could fund 85,000 different schools across the world and still have a lot. They've got a lot of money up in there at Harvard. So she's going to have a big platform. And guess what? Her platform that she's going to open up for so many more people is just blown away. You guys, we got so much more to talk about. We got Elon Musk to talk about. We got Twitch to talk about. We got lots to talk about. So you stay with us. You stay right here at 9:10 AM, the Superstation, because this is the force of friendship. And we're talking about friendship and what it means, because you know what? We got issues, and we'll be right back. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. You know what? Let me tell you this. This week truly is Black excellence on fleek, for real. When you talk about Gregory Robinson, you guys, he's the Black scientist who fixed NASA's Giant Space Telescope project. I don't know if you guys heard about him, but he is 52. So he might have been in the same kindergarten with Claudine Gray. For real. Seriously, you guys.
Exactly.
They said he had another job at NASA, a big job at NASA, taking care of 100 different projects that have to do with space over there. And then this space telescope project was announced in 2010, and it was going to take between $1 billion and $3.5 billion to do. Wow. After spending $8 billion of failure, they nabbed him from his other job that he was completely happy with, gave him this job, and this week they saw the best telescopic pictures of the universe ever because of Gregory Robinson. And
I believe he came in under budget. I believe he came in pretty much under the budget.
Right.
Under budget.
Yep.
Leadership. And he's cool as a cucumber. He hasn't even really been out there as much as we would think he would be out there. Because, you know, I don't know much about the space program personally myself, but
Gloria, what I love about it is I've watched a couple of interviews, and for him to be as brilliant, you know, with that kind of mind, his people skills and his ability to explain the science to like regular folk is just impressive, even though, you know, he's dealing with those calculations that gonna get us to Mars. I mean, that not many people have all of those skills. That's like the whole package, for real.
Y'all, seriously, listen to this. He was at Virginia Union University, which is a Black university. He then transferred to Howard University. Then he received his BA in mathematics from Virginia University and a BS from electrical engineering at Howard University. I mean, it's not like he went to MIT. It wasn't like he was a Rhodes Scholar. You know what I mean? He took his education and blew it up. Can you, y'all, seriously, let's just think about this for a second. Can you imagine walking into an $8 billion budget that's failed and they gave it to you to fix? And you come in under budget and it's not like you can talk about it at the regular table. Like, y'all, what do you think about the space program? What about it? You know, it's a different. He began working at NASA in 1989. So I'm convinced if I were to look him up, I know one of our girlfriends here on the Force of Friendship is going to look him up because he went to the same kindergarten as Claudia Gray. Because there's no way there's another kindergarten that got that much energy. I want to know who their teacher is because that's just beyond amazing. Okay, so I have to tell you something else. Here we go. Uber Eats launches a robot delivery service in Miami.
I saw.
Oh, Lord, Caterina, of course. Look, Caterina throws her hands up in the air. Sabrina says, "What's a robot?" Like, I mean,
the hotel starts.
It's unimaginable. I can't even fathom. I'm like thinking, do they ring the doorbell? How do they go to the stop sign? I'm thinking all those thoughts, you know?
Gloria, the hotels in Singapore, I believe, were the first.
Really?
Hotels in Singapore. You wouldn't be surprised, of course, Singapore, but yes. Delivering your food.
Well, tell me how the robots work. How do they work? Uber Eats robots, how do they work, somebody?
This says Uber Eats takes out delivery of, that they first have they're launching self-driving cars, and they started the self-launching cars in Vegas. But on Thursday, Miami residents can order Uber Eats takeout to be delivered, and the sidewalk trotting robots will walk up to your door and deliver your food. Like, I don't know how it makes it work, but That's what they're talking about. Miami-Dade County are delivering food through the Uber Eats.
Gloria,
And I bet
Starbucks is testing out the drone to put your coffee right on your porch.
you know,
How's
he
gonna
ordered
come hot?
some coffee from Uber Eats, and I was like, "Was it warm?" He said, "Yeah, it was super hot." I was like, "Really? How you order coffee on the Uber Eats?" You guys, today when I got in the Uber drive again today, the Lyft, I use Lyft. It was amazing to me. I got in the Lyft because we do it a lot, but really, if you think about it, you guys, you can't even get a cab. You can't even get a cab anymore. You just walk outside somebody's house and there's a car waiting for you. You get in a car with somebody you've never met before, and then you can give them a tip 2 days later. It's the world we live in. So world we live in.
Now we have started supporting some local taxis. It was my cousin. I never thought about it. My cousin was a doctor, Gloria, in DC. He's the one who said, when you come, we flew in for the wedding. He's like, make sure you take the taxis. Make sure you take the taxis. And he loves the taxis in DC. And so we Ubered in Chicago, but we actually grabbed some taxis. And the guys were there's an app called Curb, and you can use that Curb app, at least in Chicago, to get the taxis too. So, spread the love, spread the money, spread it all around.
And I think it depends on where you are.
Robotic too. It'll just be a robot car, period.
Oh yeah, it's coming. So they better be out there getting their money just as fast ahead. Okay, so Caterina, you had stuff on Elon Musk. Interesting.
Okay, so Elon Musk, my personal opinion and a lot of people's personal opinion, a hot mess central. But so first of all, he claims to be the free speech person, but he has permanently canceled, although somebody said he's already backtracking, about 10 journalists. One of the journalists was interviewed on CNN that basically were reporting on him canceling the account of the person who was following his plane. So basically, these are just journalists that reported on him. They made some new rules, and then they say you violated the rule, and they didn't really violate any rule, but he's canceling it. But listen to this. He also has stopped paying the rent at Twitter's San Francisco headquarters, considering not providing severance pay to his fired employees. And he was the richest man, but now he has lost almost 200 billion with a B, and he's lost that spot to Bernard Arnault of the Louis Vuitton group.
Of the who?
So, Louis Vuitton owner.
The Louis Vuitton dude, Bernard Arnault, is now the world's richest man. So he still is worth 161 billion, but he was worth
But can you imagine losing 200 billion since he bought? Okay, but can you imagine losing 200 billion since he bought Twitter? I mean, that's unbelievable. Billion.
The Tesla stock is
it's down, way down. Maybe this is time to buy because Tesla stock is really down, man. Yeah,
time to buy.
And I think it's definitely time to buy. But I mean, Twitter banned CNN. I mean, can you imagine they banned CNN?
When I saw CNN, I was like, oh, they messed with the wrong ones, dog. They messed with the wrong ones, boy. They messed with the wrong ones. They messed with CNN.
And the guy said it's private. He can do what he wants, but he's the one who's talking about free speech. You know?
Right. He never meant it.
Yeah.
He never meant it.
We know.
He bought Twitter on Monday. He invited Trump back on Tuesday. What'd you say, Caterina?
I said it's free speech as long as you don't talk about me. That's what he means. That's what he means.
Right.
Or him, him, or these people, or them people, Yeah.
And then, did you guys see Trump's baseball cards? Y'all,
no.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's Trump what his superhero was?
Yes. He has baseball cards that say Trump with a Superman outfit that sells for $99 in time for Christmas. And you'll be able to trade.
That's what the big announcement was.
That's what his big announcement was. That's
and
what
you're running for president. That's embarrassing.
How embarrassing. Got 45 over here and on his boots and everything. Had this
Dorothy
thing
said
all
they're
drawn up.
digital. They're digital cards.
Oh, Dorothy said they're digital. They're digital for $99.
Gloria,
Holy
that
cow.
is
And then
a fundraiser. That's a fundraiser to pay my legal
right.
bills.
And I bet
That's
you
what that
raised a
is.
lot of money. And so that billionaire that was in the Bahamas for FTX for crypto.
Right.
Going to jail. Yeah, we got issues. We got so many issues. Okay, one more thing I got to tell you, because we are going to get to Twitch after the next break, because I need a minute just to even talk about that. But I will tell you that TikTok, they said TikTok might be too big to be banned. The government said they were going to take down TikTok for the government people who have used government phones. And they said that TikTok is so powerful, they can't even take it away from the government people on their phones. It is that impactful. And so that's going to be something for us to all watch. Why do they want to take it down? What does China have on us? Why can't we let it go? And what is that? There's a 23-year-old, you guys, that has 1.3 million followers on TikTok. And he makes all his money with TikTok and makes plenty of it at 23 years old with 1.3 million. One woman said that she had greeting cards made, and one of the TikTok influencers who has like 12 million followers said one post about her cards and blew her business up. Got a huge business from one post.
Same thing with the restaurant, Gloria. A restaurant, somebody said my mom is so lonely in her restaurant, and now her restaurant blew up on TikTok. People are lines out the door. She said the restaurant business turned around because her daughter posted on TikTok.
It ain't going nowhere. And the United States government got issues that they trying to get rid of TikTok. I'm just telling you right now. So we all got issues, y'all. We all got issues. That's why we're here at 9:10 a.m. And you got to join us for this last part where we talk about our friend Twitch. Talk to you soon. Here we go. Here we go. This deserves an entire segment by himself because our hearts were rocked this week, whether you knew him a little bit or a lot. Twitch boss, Stephen Twitch boss. You guys, let me just start with this. If you know someone who needs help, please call the National Suicide Prevention Line at 988. They made that so easy because it is such a serious problem. Instead of 911, you call 988. If you know someone who needs help, you don't need to have the help yourself, but you know someone who might need some help. You guys, this suicide of Twitch rocked so many hearts and lives. I screamed out loud. Now, I haven't screamed out loud in a long time, but I screamed out loud when I heard it and I realized who they were talking about. Because I'm someone who doesn't know his whole story. I love him just like everybody else. On Ellen's show, on So You Think You Can Dance, his beautiful wife, his beautiful children, his beautiful spirit, his beautiful talk on TikToks. I was floored. How did you guys find out? What'd you know about it?
It popped up on it was just surreal. I watched him and his wife preparing Thanksgiving turkey. He was talking about, they were just having a conversation about frying or not frying. I love seeing them dance. My girlfriend Menina danced with him. They had a dance off when they were on Ellen. Angelique did something with him because she was on the on Ellen's game show and he walked her through it. I know you said Brittany. I mean, a lot of people. His spirit.
Brittany danced with him. Brittany danced with him. Brittany danced with a couple of his friends. They were all very, very close together. They stayed close together. Brittany danced with him and the friends. Brittany went to Singapore. I mean, when I talked to her, she was like lost it. It was just, he touched so many people so deeply, so quickly, you know.
But Gloria, I mean, and just to say, you know, at first it wasn't verified that it was suicide, and then I heard it, and he went to a local hotel, and it was with a firearm, and I mean, you just can't put that into words. He had been, one of the things that said to me is so important. What you see on social media, you can't get caught up in people's lives on social media, because he was just on TikTok like the day before or 48 hours before, and you see the continents and you think you see the joy. So you wonder if there was some other chemical imbalance or something that took place, but just the act of that, it wasn't like it was, there was some premeditation there, because the act of going from your home and then checking into a hotel room really means that you contemplated it. It wasn't like an accident or all of a sudden or something that just tipped you off. And so we just can't emphasize enough how important it is to seek help. And, you know, for anyone that has ever had. Tyler Perry said something. Did anybody hear that? What he said today? I didn't catch it, but he was talking.
No, I just heard a little bit of his live on Instagram and how he talked about when he was suicidal in his life, and he thought that it was a dark place that he'd never be able to come back from. And I was just so, I really was relieved that he left a note. They didn't say what was in the note, but I can't imagine his wife, and they just celebrated 9 years of marriage and were in the midst of conversation about having another child, if he had not left a note.
Those babies,
devastating for sure. I saw something that came across social media, because we never know what people are going through. And it said, be kind, check in with your friends, strong, weak, we all have problems. Depression doesn't always look like sadness or withdrawal, and it doesn't discriminate. The strongest amongst us are able to function at extremely high levels and struggle in silence at the same time. Oftentimes, it's the strongest people who carry the weight of the world within them and use there and their strength to serve others. And so mental illness, depression, it does not discriminate. And so it's the brain is so hard to understand. And it's like you want to do your best for your friends. You want to be there. You want to cover them. You want to protect family members. We can just do the best that we can do. I'm sure his wife did all she could.
Mhm.
And
Can we just say someone talked about the increase among African American males? If I heard it correctly, it is the largest percentage of increase. And so while we're checking
Wow.
on everybody, we have to really pay close attention to African American males. So many reasons not to talk, not to, even
Right.
if you check on them, will you let me in? Will you, how much his
Yeah.
wife probably knew something, but how much did she really know? So just can't take anything for granted.
Right. Dorothy said, Tyler Perry, I just wanted to take you back to a time in my life when I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I didn't think it would get any better. I had endured so much pain, so much abuse, sexual abuse. It was all so hard just to move through that I thought the only way to make this better was to end my life, Perry said. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life, he continued. Can you guys imagine, Dorothy, this world I can't imagine without Twitch, and then to imagine without Tyler Perry, but more importantly, imagine without so many people who thought about it. I remember how rocked I was when we lost Robin Williams. These people, like you said, on the outside, they appear to be so completely happy, so completely filled, so completely, I just can't imagine
Right.
Ellen. And then did you guys hear Wyman, one of the brothers, said that 2 days ago, he was in a conversation with Twitch about them reinventing themselves. I guess out there in Hollywood land, you're always reinventing yourself. And to have to think about reinventing himself at 40, when he had so very successful Wish I Could Dance, and then the Ellen Show, and that the serendipitous that came on with Ellen for him to be the DJ, and he didn't even know how to DJ. They said most of the music you heard played on Ellen's show was not his. He wasn't playing the music. He was acting like he was playing the music, but he wasn't playing the music. He was doing the dancing and stuff like that. But she said he was pretty awful as a DJ, but that he was just devastated. I've just heard so many.
Gloria, Meghan Markle, on the Meghan Markle special, she talked so much about it and the stress. And so we just can't, we just have to say again, 988 is the suicide prevention line.
Suicide prevention line, 988, you guys. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Harry and Meghan. We're going to be talking about Harry and Meghan, boy. I got to watch the rest of it, but woo! Yes. Y'all, we got issues, y'all. We got issues. We're so glad that you tuned in with us today. Happy Friday, everybody. We got issues. Don't forget, mark your calendar, February 2nd. We're going to be here. We got lots to talk about it. You're going to want to lean in with this one, but we'll be back Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. The Force of Friendship is bringing you We Got Issues at 9:10 AM, the Superstation. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.